Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zhaoxin. Today I'm gonna present on the introduction to normative ethics. So welcome to this presentation. So in general, normative ethics is a branch of ethical philosophy that investigates the set of questions that arises from when considering how one person should be acting and morally speaking. In this presentation, we'll first briefly summarize the three historical approaches to normative ethics, and then we're going to compare and contrast these with more recent developments in the field. So let's get started. So first, we're going to talk about the historical approaches to normative ethics. First of all, let's explore the historical approaches, the three types. The first one is utilitarianism. So it is the ethical theory that possesses that the best action is the one that maximizes overall happiness or pleasure. This approach is outcome focused, emphasizing the greatest good for the greatest number. Key figures associated with this type of approach are Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill. The second one is duty ethics. So duty ethics is an approach that focuses on rules, duties, and obligations. It argues that certain actions are morally obligatory, regardless of their consequences. Immanuel Kant is a prominent philosopher in this field, known for this principle that one should be acting according to maximum and that can be universally applied. And last but not least is the moral virtue. It is based on the character and virtues of the individual. This approach emphasizes the importance of developing good character traits such as courage, temperance, and wisdom. Aristotle is a key figure in this tradition, advocating for the cultivation of virtues to achieve a flourishing life. And then let's talk about the recent approaches to normative ethics. Now let's look at some more recent approaches. The first one is evolution ethics. It derives ethical principles from evolutionary biology and natural selection. It emphasizes behaviorals and traits that enhance the survival and flourishing of species. This approach considers ethical behavior as an adaptation that contributes to the well-being of the community. The second one is ecological ethics. It centers on the environment and the interconnectedness of ecological system. It stresses the importance of sustainability and environmental stewardship, advocating for actions that protects and preserve the natural world. And the last one is management ethics. It applies ethical principles to organizational and business contexts. It focuses on corporate social responsibilities, ethical decision-making, and the impact of business practice on stakeholders. This approach emphasizes integrity, fairness, and transparency in management practices. So let's do a comparison and some contrast between the historical approach and the modern approach. So between utilitarianism and evolutionary ethics, so both of them are outcome focused. However, while utilitarian emphasize human welfare and happiness, evolution ethics consider the broader perspective of species, survival, and adaptation. So one is more on like the society level, and then one is more on the biological level. The second one is duty ethics versus management ethics. So duty ethics focuses on individual moral obligation principles, while management ethics applies these principles within the organizational context, emphasize the ethical responsibility of businesses toward their stakeholders and society. So I feel like for management ethics, it gives a more specific scenario than duty ethics. And then the last comparison is moral virtue versus ecological ethics. Moral virtue ethics emphasizes personal character development and the cultivation of virtue, while ecological ethics, on the other hand, focuses on broader environmental responsibilities and the ethical implication of our actions on ecological system. So going to the three questions in the prompt, so for me, concept of moral virtual resonates the most. I believe that cultivating good character traits and striving for personal excellence are fundamental to living a morally sound and fulfilling life. Because I believe that there are different beliefs and different ways of living in this world. So you really have to find your own ways of your own ethical ways. So you can't just follow the norm. You need to build up your own beliefs. I feel like in the current society, in the capitalistic market, utilitarian is probably the most prevalent ethical theory. This is because um, businesses and economic systems often prioritize action that maximize the overall happiness, efficiency, and profit, aligning with the utilitarian focus on the greatest good for the greatest number. Well, one example is that the governments are definitely trying to protect the overall um, happiness of the society for the everyone's common goods. And I feel like in my own country, utilitarianism is also the most popular ethical approach. Because my country, I'm from China, and it is a communist society. At least the Communist Party is controlling is like leading the whole country. So it really aligns with the nation's focus on economic growth, development, and collective well-being of the society. This emphasizes on achieving the greatest benefit from the largest number of people is really a core principle in both the economic and social spheres. So that concludes my presentation of the day. Thank you so much.